The pressure to keep school campuses safe is immense. Now, we've seen that lead to more and more closed campuses.
And now Clark County is proposing something that is just the opposite, opening school grounds to the public during non-school hours.
And 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears now looks at the proposed open door policy and is asking whether it's opening the door to danger.
Elementary school playgrounds roped off, deemed too much of a safety hazard for students to play on. High school football fields not maintained or safety tested, shut down at the beginning of this school year, too dangerous to accommodate even a single home game.
When my concussions had gone up 300%, I mean, I think we had like 15 concussions last fall.
Graffiti that just cost Spring Valley High School $400 to fix.
That comes right out of our budget for kids.
Despite all that, Clark County wants to open school campuses across the valley to the public for recreational use. All outdoor spaces, including playgrounds and parking lots, athletic fields, tracks, courts, and stadiums. Why is it necessary to do this? Is there not enough green space? Parks have too many development permits been granted without preserving enough space for community use?
So what I can tell you, we can't go backwards, but we can go forwards, and it's important that kids have the opportunity to have recreation.
The county is counting on the school district to provide that. This proposed agreement sent to the Board of Trustees would have certain school campuses open after school hours until dusk and from dawn to dusk on weekends, holidays, and school breaks.
I don't have the staff that can provide security for this stadium facility all weekend long. I don't have the staff that can be here at 6 a.m. to open it up in the morning and back on Sunday afternoon at 6 p.m. at sunset to close it up. I mean, these are the things, if the county wants to use the land, I don't own this land, this is the people's land, but we need to make sure our kids are safe.
The devil is in the details, says Superintendent Jesus Jara.
We're getting into a sticking point as to who, what, when, and the budget. We have a finite dollar amount, right? I mean, and how we take care of it.
The proposal says there is no funding for continual security.
But to do this right now where we are, I think is very reckless.
School Board Trustee Danielle Ford rattles off her concerns.
What if someone stores a weapon? What if somebody leaves drugs? What if a kid steps on a dirty needle?
When I was a kid, we used to go to the school in my town to go play. Nobody asked, what's going to happen? So what's changed? Nothing. So we'll figure it out, right?
Actually, a whole lot has changed.
And we just had a security audit for this facility last week, and that was one of the #1 concerns of the auditor, is just the open campus feel that not just this campus has.
Principal Larnard says Spring Valley already has big problems with the homeless population in the park next door.
Cutting holes in fences and sleeping in our dugouts. We've even had a field that was set on fire. We've had porta potties set on fire.
Dr. Jara says with more people using school grounds after hours, there might be less crime.
Well, then if you have kids and adults playing and using the fields in the afternoons, maybe there's no vandalism. Because now there's faces and there's kids, there's families out there.
At a February board meeting, Trustee Deanna Wright brought up issues on unsecured areas of CCSD campuses, including homeless encampments, trash that includes glass, needles, and used condoms, and human and animal waste. Under the Open Schools Open Doors agreement, there would be no lights and no bathrooms.
That raises a big red flag.
Right. And I think that's where, that's where we're going to have, the space, right? And at the time, and how often, and how far, and how long do we keep them open?
But the main concern keeps coming back to security. The proposal reads, nothing in this agreement imposes any duty or obligation to monitor, secure, or supervise community use.
Well, I don't think you can ever say that nobody has a duty. We run parks right now. We don't have armed security guards at our parks, and they still function pretty well.
Commissioner Kirkpatrick says the county and city will partner with the school district on maintenance costs.
But I can't just write a blank check until I know what those costs look like.
She says opening schools,
it's an opportunity for us to see what the issues could be.
As the debate over details continues, the number of schools that would be open keeps changing.
It's gone from 5 schools to 140 schools to 8 schools to 9 schools.
Those currently on the list include 3 elementary schools, Brookman, Dickens, and Harley Harmon, and 6 high schools, Boulder City, Cheyenne, Desert Pines, Durango, Palo Verde, and West Tech. Who's liable if someone gets hurt?
That's a great question.
One trustee Ford says she asked at a joint meeting with commissioners.
And just like how meetings and politics go, there's not really answers, but just kind of, we hope it'll work out, we hope this and that, but I'm not voting just on hope.
The county says they've been trying to implement Open Schools, Open Doors for 20 years. Dr. Jara says it's time to figure it out, and he is committed to making it work. But we want to know, what do you think? Is it a good idea? Go to our Facebook page and share your comments. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.